Okay, this is DBTV. I am here with Alec Seysses of Domaine Dujac at the Berry Bros Burgundy 2010 on Primeur tasting. So Alec, how was the 2010 vintage for you?
It's a very nice vintage for Burgundy as a whole, but it's a vintage I like particularly. It's got very nice tension, good energy, lovely texture, and it's very classic of Burgundy. Very beautiful fruit.
Okay, and how would you compare it to 2009?
It's a little more elegant, a little more refined. It possibly doesn't have the power or the depth of 2009, but it's got better fruits, more sophisticated fruit, I would say.
And would you say it's one for laying down?
I think we'll be pleasantly surprised because it can probably drink fairly well young, but it will certainly give a lot of pleasure in time.
Okay, so definitely one to look into cellaring. And did the reds or the whites particularly shine this vintage?
I think both do extremely well. I think a lot was expected of the whites, but I think the reds are a very good surprise.
Okay, great. Any particular whites that we should look out for? Like the Meursault's already been tipped as particularly good, or?
I've enjoyed everything I've drunk so far. So.
Okay. But yields were down this year. Do you think that will affect the pricing?
That's hard to say. It would make sense because yields are down by a lot. It's going to be hard to make ends meet if prices don't go up a bit. But prices went up in 2009, and in the middle of a financial crisis, it doesn't necessarily make sense to bring prices up a bit.
Okay, so at Dujac, have you put up your prices?
Probably not in the village, and we'll probably see a small increase in Premier Cru's and Grand Cru.
Okay. And have you had interest from the Asian market?
For some time, we've been working with Japan for a very long time, in Singapore, Hong Kong. We're seeing the Chinese market emerge very strongly, but we're a small producer, we don't have wine for everybody, so we stay faithful to the traditional markets.
Okay. Obviously there seems to be lots of increasing interest in DRC in Asia. Do you think Burgundy could ever become kind of the next Bordeaux in terms of wine investment?
I think you'll see some of the big names getting increasingly bought with a name to resell. We've seen that happen already. The quantities of Burgundy are so small, it makes it much harder to speculate. So we'll never see it, the full-blown Bordeaux effect.
Yeah,
but we're seeing some of it already.
Which kind of names do you think, aside from DRC, might get big?
Well, they're big already. Cacheterie, Le Fleuve, Premier, Rousseau.
But I guess by Burgundy's nature, it can never quite be Bordeaux in terms of investment.
We don't have the same volumes. It limits how much you can speculate on the wines.
Yeah, of course.
But it does make for some very expensive wines.
Sure. And finally, do you think in 2010 consumers should shop around in terms of where they buy their wine, or should they stick to producers they know and trust?
I think they should always do both. They should pick their favorites and stay faithful to their favorites as long as their favorites are consistent. But they should always keep an eye open for some new good producer on the market. So the joy of drinking wine is discovering new things every day.
Of course. Okay, Alec Seysses, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.